Okay,
Okay.
we shall start then.
Agatam, Swagatam, Suswagatam. Have a
It
very
is
nice and warm evening to one and all to this cool and auspicious evening. May I take your little time to introduce about today's one of very beneficial, needful, and very important subject. The Department of English from Shri Saibaba College Shirdi, in collaboration with Shri Saibaba College Shirdi, has organized an online lecture series in English for today. Since today, and today is the beginning of this series with an important topic of job application and resume writing. And we all are very enough fortunate to have today's guest speaker, Professor Satish Vairal sir, from Department of English in R.B.N.B College, Shrirampur. And this session is being attended by our beloved principal, Professor Vikasji Shivagaji sir. And this program is now onward hosted by the head of the Department of English from Shri Saibaba College, that is Mr. Shivnath ji Takte sir. So I will just forward these equations of this activity to Takte sir. Sir, please switch your video on and start. Yes.
I once again thank to all on this eve of 19th January 2022. I warmly welcome you all from Shri Saibaba Samsthan Trust Shirdi's Shri Saibaba College Shirdi, and this online lecture series in English is a jointly venture of the Department of English and Soft Skill Development Cell of our college, and with the collaboration and work of all the sincere and effort-taking teachers, professors, and the guideship of our principal, Professor Vikasji Shivagaji sir. We are doing this entirely new and thought-provoking program in the form of lecture series. So here we are here with the new topics in this area, some topics that are already prescribed in the syllabi of various faculties of various years of BA, BCom, and BSc students. So it is our genuine attempt to enable, to enrich and enhance the language skills of our students by giving them a considerate practice and knowledge. And it can be possible, as our principal truly says, that it is our duty to provide the facilities to our students, and the students can make their entries in their fields accordingly. So I once again welcome you all, and I would like to introduce our chief guest, Vairal sir, with you all, the participants. I'm just giving his introduction. As he is a person of the academic caliber, and as we both were from the English department of Malpani College, Sangamner, we know each other from last more than 14 years. We are in a kind of relationship, in a kind of friendship, and as a kind of well-being in this area. So I can have the introduction. So he's Satish Vairal. He's from Sangamner. He's currently working in Rao Bahadur Narayan Rao Borauke College, Shrirampur, as an assistant professor in English. And his qualification is BCA, MA English, BA, MPhil, SET, and PhD. He has earned his MPhil degree in the expression of absurd theater in English. And also he's doing his PhD work in the same direction under the guidance of the head and vice principal of Sangamner College, Dr. Ravindra Tasildar sir. And he has keen interest in acting in professional plays, teaching, translation studies, and creative writing. As a creative writer, he has written a play in Marathi on a very popular issue, on a very remarkable issue on women in general. He has total 10 years of teaching experience at various levels, at a polytechnic college, at a senior college, and the most at the PG section. So I welcome and I invite you, Mr. Satish Vairal, to have us with your words and your lecture. Once again, I thank you all, and may I request Satish Vairal to deliver his speech.
Before I start, is there any message from your principal, sir?
Yes, sir.
Before I start,
sir,
is there any message?
Sir is going to address at the end of your session.
Okay, no problem. Okay. So it's very good evening to.
Before going to start, I just want to take a minute. So this is for all the participants. So please make it sure that this today's topic is our today's topic is job application and resume writing, and the topic is divided into 2 sessions. So it is the day first, and it is on job application, and on the next day it will be on resume writing. So after the end of this second session, the participants have to fill their feedback form, and after that they will get their certificate. So this is an instruction for all the students. Thank you.
Okay. So
now,
good evening to everyone. Okay. So we provided topic, that is job application letter and resume writing. Before going to start talking on the given topic, I would like to thank His Excellency Principal of Saibaba College, Mr. Vikas Shivganji sir, my friend and colleague Shivnath Takte and Sheikh sir, and dear participants. So it is a vibrant issue in everybody's life, how to draft a job application letter. If you search on Google, there are any number of formats, but which is suitable for you, basically, which is the standard format. So there are certain questions in the minds of students, basically. And this issue is repeatedly added to the students' syllabus, right from 10th, 12th, FYBA or FY, SYBSC also, and the TYBA. So it is not at all, I can say that, a small issue, but it is a kind of professional, it is a kind of functional issue, basically. So to draft or to write a job application letter, basically. So what is the intention behind writing job application letter? So there are certain things. If it is possible to just have the slideshow, so I can continue.
Yes, sir, yes.
Next one.
Okay. Is it visible for you all? Is my screen?
Sir, it is visible, but next slide I wanted to have. Okay, thank you. So as I have said that, so writing a job application letter, it is not a simple task, though it seems. I'm saying that. So as I have pointed out, there are a number of writing and communication tasks involved in applying for a job. So there are a number of writing and communication tasks. For writing and communication, basically, we need to have the language skills. So as everybody is familiar, in order to learn any language, we need to have the knowledge of four skills. Or any language can be studied on the basis of four skills. So LSRW, and the last one is that writing, the W stands for writing. So writing is a skill. How we can gain this skill? On the basis of our reading, on the basis of our observation, on the basis of our ability. We can communicate through writing with the authority, better to say. So my point is that to writing any piece of, I can say that draft, it needs certain skills. So here for communication with any particular company, any particular college, any particular organization or institute, we need to have a kind of draft which is being called as application letter as a part of joining the institute or company or that organization. As I said that an application letter acts as a covering letter for the resume. So application letter, what it narrates always. What it narrates or it gives you a kind of impression that it is nothing else but a kind of covering letter. Covering letter means a kind of letter which describes your skills, qualifications, and your abilities. So on the basis of application letter, you are able to communicate with the authority on the basis of your resume. So resume writing, and here application letter, they are always put together. Basically, application letter is not a separate part, but it is a kind of covering letter to your resume. So many times, what exactly resume is? So many times students confused. So resume is also called as biodata, but it is a schoolish word. Right now, at higher studies, it is also called as curriculum vitae. So it is one more word, but at professional level, it is being called as a resume. It is being called as a resume. So your application letter is nothing else but a kind of covering letter to your resume. So what has been mentioned in the resume, you are just go on just describing those things in the application letter basically. So application letter is not at all the repetition of your resume, but you are interpreting your resume through application letter. Application letter does not mean that a repetition of your resume, but it does mean to interpret your resume in short. So that's why it is being called as a kind of covering letter. So job application letter or covering letter. Covering letter for what? For your resume. That's what I wanted to say. So it is not at all a simple task. And covering letter always speaks a lot. Always speaks a lot. People judge your abilities on the basis of the covering letter. People come to know about you through the covering letter. In the office drafting, there are n number of, I can say that projects and all those things. The projects are the, I can say that all the testimonials or documents are always carries the issue or always carries a kind of drafting that is called as covering letter. So on the basis of covering letter, anybody can come to know what exactly in this project, what exactly the person wanted to say. So covering letter or job application letter is not the repetition of your resume, as I have already said, but it is, I can say that, it is a kind of interpretation of your resume. So interpretation should be proper. Interpretation should be proper in a simple way. Whatever things are applicable for yourself, you just mention those things instead of instead of just putting things together and go on explain yourself. That is not expected in, I can say that, covering letter or in job application letter. As I have mentioned already in the PPT, you can also read. So there are 3 points. They are very much important while thinking about job application letter. The letter should introduce you and give details about the qualifications and skills. In short, you have to mention these things. Second thing, which is important, the object of an application letter is to get you an interview. So, on the basis of your application, anybody call you for an interview, basically. So, it is a kind of medium. It is a kind of medium. It is a kind of platform, written platform, better to say. The third point is that to give clear idea to the employer. So, what exactly letter does? Letter, this one, application letter. So to give clear idea to employer, the person who offers the job, employer, who तुम्हाला नोकरी देणारा, आपण ज्याला म्हणू शकतो, employer, about how you can satisfy the needs of their organization. So how you are able to support them, so they able to understand on the basis of your resume and the covering letter or the job application letter, better to say. So that these 3 points are important. Why to write job application letter? So there are 3 points. The letter should introduce you and give details about the qualifications and skills, which is the first point. That for that purpose, you are writing job application letter or covering letter. Second one, as I mentioned, the object of an application is to get you an interview. So you can able to attend the interview on the basis of the application made by you. And the third one, to give clear idea to employer about how you can satisfy the needs of their organization. So it is expected. It is expected, and how you supposed to help the employer. So employer should come to know on the basis of your, I can say that, job application letter and resume. So job application letter and resume go, or I can say go side by side. We could not separate from each other because job application letter is working as a covering letter, or playing the role of covering letter to your resume. So you could not separate both the activities. You could not separate both the drafts, better to say, both the formats. They are integral part of the each other, better to say. As I mentioned, this is the basic things through which you supposed to communicate with the employer. But before going to write a job application letter, you have to think the 2 ways of writing job application letter. First is that solicited, and second one is that unsolicited. What exactly these terms means basically at this level? So here it is clearly mentioned. So written in response to advertisement which appear in newspaper. For example, if you happen to see any advertisement in a particular newspaper, in national or state level newspaper, through newspaper, if you come to know about the vacancy, at that time, that drafting is being called as solicited. Solicited fix one, firm one. It is a solid proof that there is a vacancy. It is a solid idea that there is a vacancy in particular college, in particular organization, or in particular company. So it is a kind of soundproof for the person who is seeking a job, who wanted to have a job. So for that purpose, it is a confirmed news. So this confirmation is received through the advertisement. So that is called as solicited. The next one, that is unsolicited. Unsolicited, this is one more technical term. Unsolicited, it means that written not in response to an advertisement. It means that the letter you're supposed to write, it is not in response to any particular advertisement, because no advertisement at all is published, but still through a particular source or any authentic source, or I can say that any reliable source, if the candidate come to know that there is a vacancy or a vacancy in a particular college, in particular school, or in particular hospital, or in particular organization or company, on the basis of a reliable source, if candidate come to know, then he is writing the letter, and that drafting is being called as unsolicited. So solicited on the basis of published advertisement, and here unsolicited letter or job application letter on the basis of a reliable source information. The candidate is writing job application letter. So which is more authentic? Which is more authentic? The solicited is the more authentic. Generally it is followed, generally it is practiced. So how to write job application? So there are few points. Point number one, you have to think about contact section. It means that sender's address, receiver's address. It means that your address and employer's address. So a kind of section which is entitled as the contact section. Second one is that salutation. Salutation, respected sir, and all those things. Then subject line, then reference line. I'll shift on the points later on, but I have just pointed out 3-4 points which are very important while drafting job application letter. So salutation, respected sir, dear sir, or dear respected madam, oblique sir. If you don't know the authority who is heading that institute, so at that time you can say like this, madam oblique or ma'am oblique, sir, better to say. So number third, information why you are qualified for the job. One more, that is body of letter. Body of letter. You have to add this point in, I can say the body of letter. Information why you are qualified for the job. So you have to mention how I am suitable person for this particular post. I am able to do all the responsibilities which are related to the particular post. For example, anybody is applying for the job of a teacher, and at that time he has to mention, or she has to mention, that how I am able to do all the activities on the basis of your qualification. You are saying that on the basis of your degrees, you are able to do the things on the basis of your ability, language ability. You are claiming that I am a suitable person for this particular post, basically. So information why you are qualified for a job is important. And the last one, closing or conclusion or concluding remarks, better to say, or closing of the letter and your signature. That is, I can say that important tasks, though they are little bit tasks, though they are very, I can say that very simple tasks, but closing and your signature, they are important points in your drafting, in your, I can say, composition of your job application letter. So let us shift on the next slide. So we can directly start talking about actual formation of, I can say, letter. So here I have mentioned few things basically. So your contact information. In your contact information, your name should be there. postal address, not only address but postal address. There should be then city, tehsil, district, pin code, and a date. These are the basic elements. So how to write address? So your address is sender's address, the person who is writing the letter. So here I have mentioned one sample. So by putting my name, so Mr. So after writing Mr., I haven't used dot. I haven't used dot. So there was an old tradition or the influence of Marathi. So to put a dot. But here we haven't looked any word. That's why there is no need to put dot. For example, the full spelling of word Mr. Word Mr. is M-I-S-T-E-R. M-I-S-T-E-R. Mr. So M is initial letter or starting letter and R is last letter. So no spelling, no any word is looked or deleted while making the short form of Mr. instead of writing M-I-S-T-E-R. I just mentioned M-R. So no spelling, no word is there. That's why no need to put dot, as we are habitual to that Shri in Marathi, and after that Shri, we are putting dot. It means that there is some, I can say that words that we have looked. The complete word is that Sriman in Marathi. The complete word is Sriman in Marathi, but we are not able to use the full word that is Sriman, and we are just putting Sri and after that dot. So no need to put dot, and these are the guidelines published by Oxford universities. So if you check the guidelines from Oxford universities, from one more institute from India itself, that Hyderabad. So English foreign language institute is there at Hyderabad. So they are just giving these modern instructions to the people who are working in the field called language. So do just follow all these instructions. You come to know the same thing. That's what I'm telling you. So Mr. Satish as Vairal. After that, after your name, you have to put full stop. It means that complete. The sense of completeness is there. On next line, I have mentioned, but I can say that in right hand side corner, I'm just writing. Nowadays, there are some, I can say that new fashion, new convention instead of saying fashion, convention. So address bar or address is generally written at the, I can say that left hand side corner. But there is no need. There is no need. If you are following the modern convention, you can just write at the right hand side, or you can follow the traditional one at left hand side corner. So while writing the address, you have to be sure that I'm writing one line, one word after another, and following, I can say that a straight line format. Number of times we are just using zigzag type of combination. एक मागे असतो एक पुढे असतो एक लाईनची सुरुवात पुढे असते एक ती मागेच असते कुठेतरी व्यवस्थित वाटत नाहीये त्याच्यामुळे ऍड्रेस लिहिताना नावाला जिथून सुरुवात केली आपण अर्ध्यापेक्षा जास्तीच्या भागानंतर राईट हँड साईडच्या कॉर्नरला तर तुम्ही एका सरळ रेषेत ते लिहिणं अपेक्षित आहे तरच त्याचा इफेक्ट तरच त्याचा सुटसुटीतपणा किंवा व्यवस्थितपणा समोरच्या व्यक्तीपर्यंत जात असतो अदरवाईज जर आपण झिगझॅग पोझिशन मध्ये जर लिहिलं तर तेवढं अपील होत नाहीये मग तुमच्याकडनं प्रेझेंटेशन किंवा सेन्स याच्याबद्दल कदाचित तो एम्प्लॉय चर्चा करेल त्याच्यामुळे प्रेझेंटेशन देताना ते व्यवस्थित असायला पाहिजे सो हिअर आय हॅव मेन्शन टू ऍड्रेसेस वन इज फ्रॉम अर्बन and next one is from rural. So urban is Shirdi. Shirdi. So for example, you are living in a city area. At that time, if you wanted to draft your address, so your address bar starts like this. There is no need to repeat the word address. or put as a heading address. There is no need. Directly you can start writing address. As I have mentioned here, one sample address, Shanti Kunj, name of your house, lane number 2, 3, whatever the lane. So this lane comes under Shivaji Nagar, and Shivaji Nagar of Srirampur, and Srirampur comes under Tehsil Srirampur under district Ahmednagar. Then from Shanti Kunj to Ahmednagar, I have not used full stop. I just go on putting comma, 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 because address is not at all complete. That's why no full stop is used. So right from Shanti Kunj up to Ahmednagar, only comma is used. Then on the next line, I have mentioned PIN code. So postal index number, postal index number, PIN. So this is the acronym. So some short form generally created on the basis of initial letters. So PIN, postal index number. So PIN code, as I have mentioned, and after that I have put full stop over there. It means that address bar is completed. So many times people don't know, or the students don't know how much I can say that digits are there in PIN code. So generally there are only 6 digits in PIN code. So either you use all the 6 digits or last 2 digits. This is the standard way to write PIN code. Either you can use all the 6 digits or last 2 digits, for example 1 5, and after that full stop. Then date. So date, which date you supposed to write? The date on which you are writing the letter. The same date you have to mention. So this is one sample address, and this indicates urban address, or this indicates city area. One more sample I have mentioned, and that sample is from rural area. I hope you are all familiar with this section a lot than the next one. As I mentioned, once again, I have repeated my name. As I mentioned here, AP, so at post near Sai Petroleum, then comma, then where is the Sai Petroleum? At Belapur. Where is Belapur? And Tehsil Srirampur. Where is Srirampur? And Tehsil Ahmednagar. Once again, PIN code and date. So these are some common themes, basically. But there is a difference between, I can say, both the addresses, urban address and rural address. You have to fix your position, whether to write this address in right side corner, or I can say that left hand side corner. So follow the only one trick. Follow the only one trick. Nowadays, new style is there to write at right hand side. I can say that left hand side, but there was, I can say that, a kind of practice, part of practice to write the address always at, I can say that, right hand side corner. So this is all about the address, and you have to mention all these points in address. So a sense of completeness will definitely find while writing the address. Okay, next. The next part is very important, that employees contact information. It is an important task. Employers contact information. Employers means the person who offers job to you. So that's what employers contact information. So in this point, which points we supposed to think? We have to think name of the employer if you know. If you don't know, then follow, or I can say the refer designation of that person. For example, if you are writing a letter to your principal, sir, and if you don't know the name of the person, generally it is not mentioned or you wanted to write the letter to any school authority or any, I can say that uh, I can say the proprietor. At that time, we are just mentioning the designation, official designation of that person. For example, principal, but not only principal, but you are putting the article the, it means that unique. It gives you the sense of uniqueness. So the principal, it means that the very person who is heading the institute, the very person who is heading any company. So at that time, you are mentioning article the before the designation. So the principal, the head master, the proprietor, the manager. So you have to mention article the over there. So mention designation. Next one, institution or name of company. Then after that, office address, not the residential address at all. Office address, because you are applying for a particular post and uh, you are just having your, I can say that residential address, but you should avoid writing residential address of that particular person who is heading that institute or that particular company. So you have to mention only office address of that particular authority. So in office address, you have to mention city, tehsil, district, pin code, not date. Date is not at all needed because the date of application letter is already mentioned by the sender. So there is no need to mention the date once again here. There is no need at all. There is no convention to write a date in receiver's address or in employer's address. So how to write the employer's address here? One sample is provided for your site. So I have mentioned here, and I can say left hand side corner. So near to your column to TO. There is a old convention. After writing TO, we are just putting comma. So there is no need to put a comma. Once again, this is a modern convention, and this is I can say that prescribed by the I can say that Oxford University Press and also the Foreign Language Study Center from Hyderabad. So there is no need to put a comma after two. So two without comma. Then the principal here after principal put a comma. Then the principal of your college I have mentioned, for example. So Shri Saibaba College Shirdi, once again comma. So Shirdi comes under Tehsil Rahata. Then Rahata comes under the district Ahmednagar. So still address is not at all complete. So comma is there. And after pin code, there is a full stop. So I have mentioned deliberately these points because the principle or the starting of address is the principle up to the pin code, end of pin code. So you have to mention these conventions while writing employer's contact information. And this is a kind of, I can say, sanctioned or I can say a kind of standard format of writing address. The next one, after I can say that the employer's address or receiver's address, the next line, that is subject line. But don't go directly on the next line. Just I can say skip one line in between employer's address and subject line. Skip one line, एक लाइन सोडून द्या मध्ये व्यवस्थित वाटतं किंवा सुटसुटीतपणा वाटतो तिथे. एम्प्लॉयरच्या ॲड्रेस नंतर एक लाईन सोडावी कामी त्याच्या पुढच्या लाईनवरती सब्जेक्ट. सो वेअर टू राईट सब्जेक्ट. सो समास जो असतो आपला ज्याला आपण कॉलम लाईन आपण ज्याला म्हणतो, समास जो आहे त्याच्या बाजूलाच आपण सब्जेक्ट स्वतः जिथून आहे एम्प्लॉयरचा ॲड्रेस जिथून सुरू होतो त्याच्याच खाली त्याच रेषेमध्ये खाली तुम्ही सब्जेक्ट लिहू शकता. देयर वॉज ओल्ड कन्व्हेन्शन. एक जुनी एक कन्व्हेन्शन होती की सब्जेक्ट कुठे लिहायचा तर थोडासा पॅराग्राफ करून लिहायचा. बट राईट नाव दिस इज मॉडर्न कन्व्हेन्शन. त्याच्यामध्ये काही बदल झाले म्हणजे ऍक्सेप्टेड आहे. ऍक्सेप्टेड आहे. तुम्ही जर अनेक पुस्तकं जर बघितले तर अनेक पुस्तकांमध्ये तुम्हाला कधी पॅराग्राफ करून पण बघायला मिळेल सब्जेक्ट लिहिलेला. देर इज नो नीड ॲट ऑल. सो डिरेक्टली स्टार्ट ऑन द नेक्स्ट लाईन दॅट सब्जेक्ट, then put a colon, and the subject line is application for the post of O. This much is enough, more than sufficient. याच्या व्यतिरिक्त वेगळं वाक्यरचना तुम्ही करू शकता, परंतु आपण थोडक्यामध्ये त्या व्यक्तीला सांगतोय की मी कोणत्या पोस्टसाठी इथे ऍप्लिकेशन करतोय. तिथे जे डॅश लिहिलंय तिथे टीचर असू शकतं, अकाउंटंट असू शकतं, आणि इतर कोणती जर पोस्ट असेल क्लर्क असू शकतं. ज्या पोस्टसाठी तुम्ही अप्लाय करताय फक्त त्या पोस्टचं नाव द्या. ऍप्लिकेशन फॉर द पोस्ट ऑफ dash filling the blanks. After that put a full stop. After that put a full stop. So after completing subject line, keep one more line in between reference and subject. एक लाईन रिकामी सोडा, ते व्यवस्थित वाटतं, फॉर्मॅट व्यवस्थित वाटतो आणि जास्त आपण ज्याला म्हणतो की गुंतागुंतीचं वाटत नाही आपलं फॉर्मॅट. सो नेक्स्ट लाईन मध्ये रेफरन्स. सो तुम्हाला कुठून कळालं की ह्या कंपनीमध्ये, या कॉलेजमध्ये, या ऑर्गनायझेशन मध्ये वॅकन्सी आहे? तर तुम्हाला जर मगाशी जो मुद्दा होता सुरुवातीला, सॉलिसिएटेड आणि अनसॉलिसिएटेड. सॉलिसिएटेड म्हणजे कन्फर्म त्या इन्स्टिट्यूटने, त्या कंपनीने जाहिरात प्रकाशित केली, त्या जाहिरातीच्या आधारे तुम्हाला कळालं की या कंपनीमध्ये किंवा या कॉलेजमध्ये किंवा या ऑर्गनायझेशन मध्ये वॅकन्सी आहे. मग त्या सोर्सचा तुम्हाला रेफरन्स द्यावा लागतो. जर आपल्याला कोणीतरी सांगितलं की ह्या कंपनीमध्ये किंवा या कॉलेजमध्ये वॅकन्सी आहे, तर हे ओव्हरली आपण मेन्शन नाही करू शकत की तुम्ही ज्याने कोणी सांगितलंय त्याचा इथे रेफरन्स नाही देऊ शकत. जर असं काही असेल अनसॉलिसिएटेड, तर त्यावेळेस तुम्ही रेफरन्स इथे पुट करण्याची गरज नाही. जेव्हा तुम्हाला एखाद्या ठिकाणी वॅकन्सी आहे हे एखाद्या व्यक्तीकडनं कळतं, एखाद्या रिलायबल सोर्स कडनं कळतं, त्यावेळेस ऑन पेपर त्या व्यक्तीचा रेफरन्स तिथे आणण्याची गरज नाही, म्हणजे रेफरन्सच लिहिण्याची गरज. इज दॅट क्लिअर? सो जेव्हा आपण ऑफिशियल ड्राफ्टिंग जेव्हा करतो तेव्हा ते जनरली सॉलिसिएटेड असतं. सॉलिसिएटेड म्हणजे जाहिरात प्रकाशन झाली, त्याच्या आधारे तुम्ही ऍप्लिकेशन करताय, त्याच्या आधारे तुम्ही रिप्लाय करताय, त्या जाहिरातीला रिप्लाय करताय. सो हिअर युअर ऍडव्हर्टाइजमेंट इन, आपण त्यांना सांगतोय की तुम्ही जाहिरात प्रकाशित केली होती आणि मी ती वाचली आणि मी त्याच्यासाठी योग्य व्यक्ती आहे आणि मला तिथे जॉब मिळावा, माझ्या हे क्वालिफिकेशन आहे. त्याच्या व्यतिरिक्त आपण त्यांना एक्स्ट्रा काही बोलत नाही. ओके. सो रेफरन्स बाय पुटिंग कोलन युअर ऍडव्हर्टाइजमेंट इन डेली टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया. टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया का इंग्रजी एखादं न्यूजपेपर असावं, सब्जेक्ट इंग्रजी आहे ना. So you have to mention, I can say, such kind of name, such kind of title, name of newspaper, Times of India. So kadisa Times of India, dated on ज्या तारखेला तुम्ही सेंडरचा ऍड्रेस लिहिला आहे, म्हणजे फॉर एक्झाम्पल आजची तारीख आहे 19 जानेवारी 2022, त्या तारखेच्या 1 किंवा 2 दिवस अगोदरचा न्यूजपेपर असावा. म्हणजे आजच जाहिरात वाचली आजच लगेच अप्लाय करताय एवढं सडन टास्क देण्याची गरज नाही. एवढी आपण ज्याला काय म्हणतो पटकन घाई करण्याची गरज नाही. एखादा दिवस तरी आपण स्किप करावा. तो कधीचा न्यूजपेपर, तो कालचा परवाचा न्यूजपेपर आपण मेन्शन केला. सो हिअर द सेंटेन्स इज ऑर द रेफरन्स लाईन इज लाईक दिस: युअर ऍडव्हर्टाइजमेंट इन डेली टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया dated on 17th January 2022. I have mentioned, and I have just used another color so people can come to know that we have to change this date. We have to keep in mind this date because this date should not follow the limit, better to say, should not follow the limit. So subject, reference. So subject line, reference lines. I hope both the lines are clear to you. Then the next point, that is salutation. Salutation एखाद्या पत्राची सुरुवात करताना, एखाद्या कम्युनिकेशनची सुरुवात करताना, एखाद्या मीटिंगची सुरुवात करताना आपण सगळ्यांना ग्रीट करत असतो. ते ग्रीटिंग, इट मीन्स दॅट सॅल्युटेशन. The greeting, it means that salutation. So here I have mentioned, after skipping one line in between reference and the salutation. Reference नंतर reference लिहून झाल्यानंतर एक लाईन रिकामी सोडा मध्ये, आणि त्याच्या पुढच्या लाईन मध्ये रिस्पेक्टेड मॅडम ऑब्लिक सर, रिस्पेक्टेड मॅडम ऑब्लिक सर. हे आपण कधी लिहू शकतो रिस्पेक्टेड मॅडम ऑब्लिक सर? एक तर आपल्याला माहित नाहीये की एखाद्या इन्स्टिट्यूटचे हेड हे मॅडम आहेत की सर आहेत, त्यावेळेस तुम्ही ऑब्लिक करून घेऊ शकता. परंतु जेव्हा आपल्याला माहिती आहे की आपल्या इन्स्टिट्यूटचे हेड हे त्यांचं जेंडर आपल्याला माहिती आहे, म्हणजे ते पुरुष आहे, किंवा आपण ज्याला म्हणू शकतो की त्या महिला नाही आहेत, अशा वेळेस आपण ज्याला काय करतो की जेव्हा आपल्याला हे कन्फर्म माहित असतं तेव्हा आपण डिरेक्टली असं म्हणू शकतो रिस्पेक्टेड सर. जेव्हा आपल्याला माहिती नाहीये, तुम्ही अननोन आहात त्या व्यक्तीशी, त्या सिस्टमशी, तुम्ही फक्त जाहिरात वाचली तेवढाच एक रेफरन्स आहे, त्यावेळेस तुम्ही मॅडम ऑब्लिक सर तिथे देऊ शकता. परंतु जेव्हा आपल्याला माहिती आहे, आपण त्या इन्स्टिट्यूट मध्ये काम करतो आणि आपल्याला माहिती की कन्फर्म हीच व्यक्ती हेड करते एखादं इन्स्टिट्यूट, ऍट दॅट टाइम इट इज अ बॅड मॅनर टू राईट रिस्पेक्टेड मॅडम ऑब्लिक सर. When you don't know, you are unknown person, at that time you have to follow this kind of convention. Okay, I hope it is okay. So this is called as salutation, a kind of greeting, a kind of greeting. Okay, next point, next slide please sir. Okay, the next part of writing, I can say that letter, that is being called as body of letter. Body of letter, it means that the important part of letter writing, because marks are also given for a fixed format, accepted format, a kind of standard format. So letter writing, it means that we are following a particular format, and for format there are certain marks. Marks are generally reserved for the format, so we have to follow the format, and I'm talking in format. So the next point is that body of letter. So body of letter generally consists 3 paragraphs. Generally consists 3 paragraphs. I have mentioned here. So what should be the content of these 3 paragraphs? First is that first paragraph should deal with why you are writing job application letter, mention the applying position, or to which position you have applied, you have to mention, and why you are writing your job application letter. So these 2 points are generally mentioned in paragraph number 1. In paragraph number 1. In paragraph number 2, what exactly you supposed to write here? What you have offered to employer. तुम्ही जो कोणी जॉब देणारा आहे त्याला तुम्ही काय ऑफर करता, म्हणजे तुमच्याकडे अशी कोणती स्किल्स आहेत, तुमच्याकडे असं कोणतं क्वालिफिकेशन आहे की तुम्ही त्याला ऑफर करताय म्हणून तुम्हाला तो जॉब देईल, तुमचं हे सगळं बघू. सो तुम्ही काय त्याला ऑफर करताय? ऑफर म्हणजे पैशाच्या स्वरूपात नाही, ऑफर म्हणजे आपण ज्याला काय म्हणतो की तुम्ही तुमची सर्व्हिसच्या स्वरूपात आपण विचार करतो. सो व्हॉट यू हॅव टू ऑफर टू एम्प्लॉयर. Interpret a resume, not repeat it. So while writing this paragraph, तुम्ही इथे काय करायचंय, मी मगाशी पण सुरुवातीला मी बोललो की तुम्ही एक कव्हरिंग लेटर आहे, जॉब अप्लिकेशन लेटर हे काम करतं कव्हरिंग लेटर. कव्हरिंग लेटर कशासाठी? तुमच्या बायोडेटासाठी हे कव्हरिंग लेटर आहे. मग इथे या कव्हरिंग लेटर मध्ये तुम्ही फक्त काही स्पेसिफिक गोष्टी तुम्हाला इंटरप्रिट करायच्या आहे, त्याचं तुम्हाला मेन्शन करायचं आहे. तुम्ही रेझ्युमे मध्ये जे लिहिलंय ते इथे ऍप्लिकेशन लेटर मध्ये रिपीट करायचं नाही, त्याची गरजच नाही. रिपिटेशन इज नॉट at all expected. What is expected? Interpretation of particular, I can say that, qualification of your, I can say, education, or the skills you have already obtained. You have to mention those things. So this is all about paragraph number 2. and it is a important paragraph in this point or under this point. So the last point or the last paragraph should deal with conclude your letter by thanking the employer. There is no extra decoration is needed at all. So simply say thank you to your employer. Thank you. So there is one convention to write thanking you and write thank you, but simply go for thank you instead of writing thanking you, because there is a kind of debate. There is a kind of debate. There are so many types of Englishes. I hope you know the topic, that British English, American English, or Indian English, or any other type of English, better to say. So every culture is having their own convention. So thank you. This is a British convention, and we are following British convention instead of saying thanking you. So progressive tense is not at all needed over there. Progressive tense, it means that thanking you. Thanking you means that I am thanking you. So it is a complete statement. I am thanking you. No need to write I am. So it is looked, it is deleted, and only thank you, this word is used generally. Everybody knows that who is giving thank you, the person who is writing the letter, he is just giving thank to you, basically. So thank you. And if you look at once again on these 3 points, which one? The body of letter, there should be 3 paragraphs. Paragraph 1 should deal with why you are writing, mention the applying post. So 2 points you have to mention. In paragraph 3, you have to mention what you have to offer the employer. Interpret resume, not repeat it. Avoid to repeat it. And last one, conclude your letter by thanking the employer. त्या एम्प्लॉयरला थँक्यू म्हणून तुम्ही कन्क्लूड करू शकता. त्याच्या व्यतिरिक्त तुम्ही एक्स्ट्रा काही लिहिण्याची गरज नाही. बऱ्याचदा आपण लिहित असतो, तुम्ही जर मला संधी दिली तर मी खूप प्रामाणिकपणे आणि चांगलं काम करण्याचा प्रयत्न करेल, नाही दिली तर कंडिशन. सो बऱ्याचदा या कंडिशन मध्ये बोललं जायचं, बट मॉडर्न ज्या कन्व्हेन्शन्स आहेत त्या मॉडर्न कन्व्हेन्शन मध्ये या इफ पॉलिसीवरती जनरली विचार केला जातो, आणि मग आपण सिम्पली एक स्टेटमेंट इथे लिहिलं तरी चालेल. आज आय हॅव मेन्शन इन सॅम्पल ड्राफ्ट, काइंडली कन्सिडर द ऍप्लिकेशन. Kindly consider the application. So it is, I can say that more than sufficient. And after that, I have mentioned thank you. So paragraph number 3rd, so point number 3rd, and after that, yours faithfully. कुठे तर तुम्ही ऍड्रेस लाईन जी लिहायला घेतली होती सेंटरची, त्याच्या खाली तुमच्या राईट हँड साईडच्या कॉर्नर मध्ये yours faithfully, yours YOURS ही कुठली अपॉस्ट्रॉफी द्यायची गरज नाही, अपॉस्ट्रॉफी दिला जात नाही. yours, बरेच लोक आर नंतर अपॉस्ट्रॉफी देतात, नंतर एस लिहितात. त्याची गरज नाहीये किंवा ते मान्यच नाही किंवा त्याचा तो अर्थ तिथे लागतच नाही. yours, simply write like this, yours faithfully, sincerely, जे तुम्हाला वाटतं ते. बऱ्याचदा लोक yours लिहितात, yours. सो नंतर कॉमा देतात, फेथफुली किंवा सिन्सिअरली लिहित नाही. अशी कन्व्हेन्शन आहे. फेथफुली शब्द वापरण्याची कन्व्हेन्शन आहे, सिन्सिअरली शब्द वापरण्याची कन्व्हेन्शन आहे. सो त्यानंतर जो काही शब्द वापरा तुम्ही, yours वापरा किंवा yours फेथफुली वापरा, yours सिन्सिअरली वापरा, कॉमा द्यायचा. एक लाईन रिकामी सोडायची तिथे सही करण्यासाठी, आणि त्याच्यानंतर तुमचं नाव लिहिणं अपेक्षित आहे, नंतर फुल स्टॉप देणं अपेक्षित. That's what which is shown in the sample. आणि त्याच्यानंतर तुम्ही पुढच्या लाईनला राईट हँड साईडला कॉलमच्या बाजूला, समासाच्या बाजूला ENCL. ENCL stands for enclosure. Enclosure means संलग्न जे काही तुम्ही डॉक्युमेंट तिथे जोडता त्याला आपण ऑफिशियल शॉर्ट फॉर्म आहे ENCL कोलन. काय काय जोडणार आहे तुम्ही? नंबर 1 रेझ्युमी, तुम्ही जो बनवणार आहात, आपण पुढच्या सेशन मध्ये त्याच्यावर बोलणार आहे. जो काय रेझ्युमी बनवणार आहे तो, आणि दुसरं आपण ज्याला म्हणू शकतो फोटोकॉपी ऑफ मार्कशीट्स. फोटोकॉपी ऑफ मार्कशीट्स. फोटोकॉपी मीन्स ज्याला तुम्ही झेरॉक्स असं म्हणता. ज्याला तुम्ही झेरॉक्स असं म्हणता. ऍक्च्युली झेरॉक्स हा इंग्रजी शब्द नाही. झेरॉक्स नावाची कंपनी आहे की जे मशीन बनवते, त्या कंपनीचं नाव झेरॉक्स आहे. मग आपण त्याला त्या कंपनीचंच नाव फेमस झालं झेरॉक्स. सो त्याला फोटोकॉपी असं म्हटलं जातं. ऍक्सेप्टेड वर्ड आहे फोटोकॉपी ऑफ मार्कशीट्स. मग कोणकोणते मार्कशीट्स, जे कोणते ऍप्लिकेबल असतील, जे कोणते कोर्स तुम्ही केले असतील, त्या सगळ्या कोर्सचे तुमचे एज्युकेशनल डॉक्युमेंट्सचे क्रेडेन्शियल्स आपण ज्याला म्हणतो, डॉक्युमेंट्स जे आहेत, मार्कशीट्स आहेत, त्यांच्या सगळ्यांच्या फोटोकॉपी तुम्ही वन आफ्टर अनदर तुम्ही रेझ्युमी नंतर अटॅच करू शकता. आणि तुम्हाला हे एक ड्राफ्ट आपला जो आहे ऍप्लिकेशन लेटर किंवा कव्हरिंग लेटर तिथे कम्प्लीट होतो. त्याच्यामध्ये एवढं अपेक्षित आहे. मग फॉर एक्झाम्पल आय हॅव मेन्शन वन सॅम्पल ड्राफ्टिंग फॉर युअर सेक. आता जे आपण डिस्कशन केलं बॉडी ऑफ लेटर मध्ये 3 पॅराग्राफ पाहिजे, त्या 3 पॅराग्राफ मध्ये हे पॉइंट्स आले पाहिजे. त्याच्या व्यतिरिक्त जास्त तर लिहिले नाहीये, तुम्ही जर तुमच्या स्क्रीनवर बघत असाल. सो आय हॅवंट एक्सटेंडेड द लेटर अँड देयर इज नो नीड ॲट ऑल. तिथे गरज पण नाही असं एक्सटेंड करायचं. हे ऑफिशियल ड्राफ्टिंग आहे थोडक्यामध्ये, अगदी मोजक्या शब्दामध्ये समोरच्याला तुम्हाला सांगायचं. तुम्ही खूपच 10 लाईन्स दिल्या, 15 लाईन्स दिल्या म्हणून आपल्याला जास्ती मार्क्स मिळेल असं नाहीये. तुम्ही फॉर्मॅट आणि जे गरजेचं आहे ते दिलं तर ते खूप सफिशियंट आहे. कारण आपला रेझ्युमी या सगळ्या गोष्टींमध्ये भर टाकतच असतो. कारण रेझ्युमी त्याला जोडलेला असतो. रेझ्युमीमध्ये आपल्या सगळ्या डिटेल्स असतात, पर्सेंटेज असतील वगैरे वगैरे समथिंग जे काय आहे. सो लेट अस रीड हियर पॅराग्राफ नंबर 1. as I have mentioned, with reference to above mentioned subject, म्हणजे वरील विषयाला अनुसरून या कॉमा दिला आय, तुमचं नाव दिलं गरजेचं आहे. सो जरी तुम्ही वरती मेन्शन केलं असेल, इफ यू आर मेन्शन इन बॉडी, सो आय डॅश डॅश मीन्स दॅट लाईक युअर नेम. once again put a comma, hereby place an application for the post of a. कोणत्या पोस्टला अप्लाय करताय, त्या पोस्टचं तुम्ही नाव मेन्शन करा. फॉर एक्झाम्पल टीचर अँड अकाउंटंट, अ क्लर्क और एनी अदर पोस्ट, अ प्रिन्सिपल. सो ज्या पोस्टला तुम्ही अप्लाय करणार आहात त्या पोस्टचं तुम्ही टायटल दिलेलं आहे. फॉर द पोस्ट ऑफ डॅश डॅश इन युअर रेप्युटेड इन्स्टिट्यूट. इन युअर रेप्युटेड इन्स्टिट्यूट, तुम्ही त्या इन्स्टिट्यूटला का अप्लाय करताय, व्हाय यू आर रायटिंग, कारण तुम्ही त्या तुमच्याकडे क्वालिफिकेशन आहे, ती इन्स्टिट्यूट रेप्युटेड आहे म्हणून तुम्ही तिथे अप्लाय करताय. ते अप्लाय करण्याचं कारण. सो दोन्ही मुद्दे आपले कव्हर झाले. एक तुम्ही लेटर का लिहिता आणि तुम्ही कोणत्या पोस्टला तुम्ही अप्लाय करता, हे झालं पॅराग्राफ नंबर 1. त्याच्यापेक्षा आपण जास्त काही लिहिले नाही. एक 2 ते 3 लाईन्स मोर दॅन सफिशियंट, मोर दॅन सफिशियंट आहे. तुमचा पॅराग्राफ नंबर 1 कम्प्लीट. Number next, paragraph number 2, I wanted to say. Here I have mentioned few details. So, paragraph 2 मध्ये तुम्ही त्या एम्प्लॉयरला काय ऑफर करणार आहात, तुम्ही त्याच्यासोबतच तुम्ही तुमचा रेझ्युमे इंटरप्रेट करायचा आहे, रिपीट करायचं नाही. ऑलरेडी आपल्याला वरती सांगितलंय, इन्स्ट्रक्शन दिले, आपण तेच फॉलो करणार. सो हियर आय हॅव मेन्शन, आय हॅव कम्प्लीटेड MA इन इंग्लिश. मी माझा विचार करून लिहिलाय. I have completed MA in English from Saibaba Pune University Pune with first class. एक स्टेटमेंट, साधं सिंपल स्टेटमेंट, जास्त कॉम्प्लेक्स स्टेटमेंटच्या आपण संदास पडायचं नाही सध्या. जर इफ यू आर having mastery in language, you can compose complex sentence. If you don't have that much, I can say that ability, then simply compose simple sentences. Simple means one subject, one verb, one object. One subject, one verb, one object. And this is I can say that this is a part of practice generally. So those who are not able to compose complex sentences in a proper way, so they can follow simply this technique. So simple sentence. To write simple sentence. So I have completed MA in English from Saibaba Phule Pune University with first class. Then I have also mentioned here, I have qualified set examination and completed computer courses. Like which computer courses I have completed, I just mentioned here for the sake of information. MSCIT, web designing and C++. सो याच्या संदर्भात या कोर्सेसच्या संदर्भात डिटेल्स बघायचे असतील त्या एम्प्लॉयरला तर रेझ्युमे दिलाच ना मी सोबत. खाली मी त्याला फोटोकॉपी देणार मार्कशीटची, तिथे ते क्रॉस चेक करू शकतात. परंतु इथे मी फक्त जे प्रॉमिनंट थिंग्स आहेत त्या फक्त मेन्शन केल्या. मी इंटरप्रिट करते माझा रेझ्युमे इथे त्या कव्हर केले, मी त्याला रिपीट करत नाही. सो द नेक्स्ट स्टेटमेंट आय हॅव यूज्ड, I have 2 years teaching experience. The details have been mentioned in the enclosed lesson. So मला 2 वर्षाचा टीचिंगचा अनुभव आहे आणि त्याचे डिटेल्स जे आहेत त्या डिटेल्स मी इथे जो काही रेझ्युमे मी अटॅच केला आहे, सो त्याच्यामध्ये मी त्या सगळ्या डिटेल्स मेन्शन केल्या. म्हणजे माझ्या पॅराग्राफ नंबर 2 मध्ये, इन पॅराग्राफ नंबर 2 देयर आर ओनली 3 sentences I have used. It covers 4 lines. It covers 4 lines, but only 3 sentences are there. And my paragraph number 2 is completed. No need to write more than that. No need. Whatever is needed, just follow those things only, instead of just far-fetching the things. The next thing, by making paragraph I have mentioned, kindly consider the application. सो माझ्या अर्जाचा विचार करा. मग आपण कंडिशन मध्ये इथे बोलायची गरज नाही. जर तुम्ही मला जॉब दिला तर इफ यू गिव्ह मी an opportunity, I will do this work with honesty and all those on the best of I can say knowledge and जे काही शब्द ऍड करायचे असतात ते एवढं लिहिण्याची गरज असते. म्हणजे फार पूर्वी आपण हे सगळं फॉलो करायचं, परंतु आता इन शॉर्ट जे गरजेचं आहे तेवढं मेन्शन केलं. ऑफिशियल लँग्वेज आहे, ठीक आहे. आपण कोणाची मनधरणी करत नाही, आपण ऑफिशियल लँग्वेज सांगतो, जे गरजेचं आहे तेवढंच आपण मेन्शन करतो. ओके, सो काइंडली कन्सिडर द ऍप्लिकेशन. So after that, on the next line I have mentioned thank you. So T of thanks should be capital, U of you should not be capital. U of you should not be capital. बऱ्याच लोक T पण कॅपिटल काढतात आणि U पण इकडचा U चा Y जो आहे तो पण कॅपिटल काढतात. So Y should not be capital, and after that full stop is mentioned. So let I repeat these 3 points. हे तिन्ही पॉइंट्स आहेत ते आपले कव्हर होत आहेत. म्हणजे 3 पॅराग्राफ मध्ये काय काय अपेक्षित आहे वरती जे आपण म्हटलंय ड्राफ्ट मध्ये, सॅम्पल ड्राफ्ट मध्ये आपण आणण्याचा केला. आणि तुम्ही एवढंच जरी ड्राफ्ट लिहिलं, पोस्ट बदलली, तुम्ही ड्राफ्ट हे बोला, तुमचं क्वालिफिकेशन बदले, त्याच्यामध्ये काय आहे त्यातले बरेचसे वाक्य ऍज इट इज कोणत्याही पोस्टला तुमचे कॉमन राहायचे. म्हणजे तुम्ही MA केलं नसेल, तुम्ही BCA करा, तुम्ही MCOM करा, तुम्ही MSc करा, तुम्ही BSc करा. BSc कोणत्या एखादा सब्जेक्ट केला असेल, कोणत्या युनिव्हर्सिटी मध्ये केलं असेल, युनिव्हर्सिटी नाव बदलेल. फर्स्ट क्लासच्या ठिकाणी डिस्टिंक्शन असेल, डिस्टिंक्शनच्या ठिकाणी आणखी काय असेल. तुम्ही एखादे कम्प्युटर कोर्सेस केले असेल, मग जो कोर्स केला तो कोर्स ऍड करू शकता, बाकी डिलीट करू शकता या फॉर्मॅट. सो आणि तुम्हाला जर टीचिंग मध्ये यायचं असेल तर टीचिंगचा एक्सपिरियन्स मेन्शन केला. जर तुम्हाला टीचिंग मध्ये नाही यायचंय, तुम्हाला इतर कोणता एक्सपिरियन्स असेल तो मेन्शन करा, तो गरजेचा आहे. म्हणजे तुमच्या रेझ्युमे मध्ये जी गोष्ट तुम्ही एखादा एक्सपिरियन्स टाकलेला नाहीये तो तुम्ही ते टाकू शकता. ते खूप गरजेचं आहे, ते खूप गरजेचं आहे. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, वन ऑफ माय फ्रेंड, आय कॅन से फ्रॉम कोपरगाव इटसेल्फ, आता ते SCP म्हणून त्याने ट्रेनिंग कम्प्लीट केलं आणि एक नॉर्थ इंडियामध्ये आता ती जॉईन होत आहे एक पुढील महिन्यातच बेसिकली. सो त्यांनी त्यांच्या रेझ्युमे मध्ये UPSCच्या ह्याच्यामध्ये कव्हरिंग लेटर मध्ये त्यांनी मेन्शन केलं होतं. कोणती गोष्ट मेन्शन केली की त्यांना सोशल सर्व्हिसची आपण ज्याला म्हणतो आवड आहे. ही हॅव सीन इंटरेस्ट इन सोशल ऍक्टिव्हिटी. आणि त्यांनी मेन्शन केलं त्यांचा जो काही इंटरव्ह्यू होता 50 ते 55 मिनिटे जवळपास, त्यातले 10 ते 15 मिनिटं फक्त याच गोष्टीवर प्रश्न विचारले की जो त्यांच्या सिलेबसचा भाग नाहीये, जो त्यांच्या आपण रेझ्युमेचा भाग नाहीये, परंतु ही गोष्ट त्यांनी डेलिबरेटली मेन्शन केली आणि त्यांना गरीब लोकांना मदत करायला आवडते, स्लम एरिया जाऊन लोकांना शिकवायला आवडतं. ही गोष्ट एक समाजाभिमुख आहे म्हणून त्याच्यावरती क्वेश्चन्स हे विचारले गेले 10 ते 15 मिनिटं जवळपास त्याच्यावर डिस्कशन सुरू होतं आणि त्या लोकांना आवडलं सुद्धा आणि यांनी हे केलं पण. सो माय पॉइंट इज दॅट तुम्ही एज्युकेशन क्वालिफिकेशनच्या व्यतिरिक्त जर एखादी गोष्ट असेल you have to mention this thing. So here in the I can say that application letter. And the last one, yours faithfully, as I have already mentioned, put a comma, then simply skip one line, put your sign over there, sign should be there. And after that, on the next line, you have to mention your name, and here in right side corner, better to say, left hand side corner, near to your column, you have to mention ENCL, that is short form of enclosures. It is accepted short form ENCL. Put a colon, then resume, and photocopy of mark sheet. So this is, I can say that, and a general idea with a standard format. I wanted to share with you the opportunity I received from your college. So I tried my best to share my views on, I can say that, job application letter. So is there any question? Is there any question?
So from the participants, if there any question, they can raise the question or they can simply write their questions in the chat box. So that I can read. As I already mentioned it in the chat box, but I think there is no question right now. So with the permission of our
there is okay. There is one activity. There is one activity in the next slide. Please, sir. Okay, this is activity for students. So you can just practice on the basis of this. I can say the activity. In the next session, I'll definitely raise some questions on the activity. But you just have the screenshot of this activity and solve at your home. Write a job application letter for the post of a school teacher. Contact the details. The headmaster, Shri Saibaba Primary School, Shirdi, and pin code number is mentioned. So you have to write job application letter on the given subject. Okay, that's all from my end.
Shall I stop this sharing?
Okay, sir, you can just stop this. Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Satish, for this wonderful session, and especially for sharing your views on the details of what the block style letter writing with the specifications and the standard formatting of your the covering letter of a job application. So we are really eager to know more about this and the upcoming part that is of resume writing. We are really eager to know it. So we will definitely have the next session on day 2, that is on tomorrow. So I request our principal, our dear principal, to say the speech, your speech. May I request Mr. Shivnath, sir? Yes, sir, for his address. Shivnath, sir.
एक मिनिट.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Okay. It's thank you, Mr. Satish sir. You have given a very good lecture to our students and our ex-students, alumni. They got very nice information about their jobs, how to write a job letter, how to write a job application, and this his resume. You differentiate how to write specific letters to specific post and uh, explain biodata resume in very effective manner. Today's lecture is very good. You also uh, give you have given a very good demonstration on this by sharing screen. आजच्या लेक्चरमध्ये तुम्ही आमच्या विद्यार्थ्यांना खूप छान असं मार्गदर्शन केलं आणि विद्यार्थ्यांना सुद्धा काय आपल्याला मिळालं की आपण काय केलं पाहिजे, कशा पद्धतीने लेक्चर कशा पद्धतीने विद्यार्थ्यांनी बायोडाटा लिहायचा, अर्ज कसा करायचा, म्हणजे प्रत्यक्षात काय आहे की ज्या जाहिरातीनुसार आपल्याला प्रत्यक्ष आपण काय करायचं, जी जाहिरात वाचून घ्यायची, जाहिरातची वाचायची, त्यानंतर आपण त्या जाहिरातीच्या आवश्यकतेनुसार आपण त्या कुठे पात्र आहे त्या ठिकाणी त्या पात्रतेनुसार प्रोफेशनल लेटरच्या फॉर्मॅटमध्ये लेटर लिहायचं आणि त्याचं हेडिंग क्लिअर करायचं, मिस्टर मिसेस काय असेल ते, आणि ऍड्रेस द लेटर टू राईट पर्सन, ज्या योग्य व्यक्तीलाच आपल्याला ते पत्राचं ऍड्रेस करायचा. बिगिन बाय एक्सप्रेसिंग इंटरेस्ट इन जॉब, describe your eligibility for the job, highlight your attributes, and end letter with thank you. Meanwhile, this emphasize your skills and abilities. Stay concise. Proofread the letter. Review job listing keywords. Job keyword listing. Send a letter for every position to which you apply. Use professional formats. Create heading. Address the letter to proper manager or proper person. These are the very few much key points for this. Well, how do you more about this? How do you write email applying for a job? Follow. You have start with clear subject line. There are many jobs. Applications include directions for your subject line. Include formal salutation. Dear sir, respected sir, dear madam. Explain your purpose for writing. Prove you are good fit to that job, and thank the hiring manager or proper you have given job given those person employer, and use most of this is write the in polite language. Use polite phrasing. These are the main features of today's lecture. So, sir, I also thank you for this your proper guidance to our students. Thank you very much again. धन्यवाद आपले. आपण आमच्या विद्यार्थ्यांना खूप छान असं मार्गदर्शन केलं आणि ह्या आजच्या लेक्चरमध्ये अर्धाच आपलं कव्हर झालं. उद्या किंवा तुमच्या सोयीने नेक्स्ट ज्या दिवशी ठरेल त्या दिवशी आपण पुढे विद्यार्थ्यांना पुन्हा मार्गदर्शन करावं अशी मी या ठिकाणी अपेक्षा व्यक्त करतो. थांबतो. धन्यवाद.
Thank you, sir. Thank you giving me an opportunity to talk and share my views with your students and your institute. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your views on this topic and the recapitulation of all the points that are covered during the session. I really thankful to Mr. Satish Vairal and to our principal Shri sir. And now we are at the last part of this session, that is at the outside of the session. May I request Dr. Buzade sir to say a vote of thanks.
Before that, sir, may I request sir to stop the sharing?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So,
yeah,
principal.
Okay, the screen will be stopped and then we'll have the vote of thanks.
अनम्यूट करा भुजाडे सरांना.
Okay.
Is he present or not? I'm not able to see.
Yeah, he's present.
Here he is.
Yes.
Sir.
Okay, okay. Now start भुजाडे सर.
Okay, yes.
नाही अनम्यूट करा. अनम्यूट पुन्हा म्यूट झालं ते.
परत म्यूट झालं. ओके. ओके.
ओके. ओके ओके.
धन्यवाद सर. श्री साईबाबा संस्थान विश्व व्यवस्था संचालित श्री साईबाबा महाविद्यालय शिरडी, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ इंग्लिश और सॉफ्ट स्किल डेवलपमेंट सेल के संयुक्त तत्वावधान में आयोजित इस प्रासंगिक व्याख्यान में, जिसका विषय था रोजगार के अवसर और परिचय पत्र या व्यक्तित्व विवरण किस तरह से लिखना चाहिए, इस विषय को लेकर आज के जो प्रमुख अतिथि थे आदरणीय सतीश वायराल सर ने अत्यंत विस्तार के साथ, अत्यंत सहज, सूक्ष्म और सरल भाषा में हमें मार्गदर्शन किया है। नौकरी के लिए आवेदन पत्र कैसे लिखना चाहिए, आवेदन पत्र में कौन कौन सी बातें आनी चाहिए या किन किन चीजों का अंतर्भाव होना चाहिए, यह सर ने अलग अलग उदाहरणों के माध्यम से हमें समझाया है। हमारे विद्यार्थी निश्चित रूप से इस व्याख्यान से लाभान्वित हुए हैं, इसकी हमें बिल्कुल अब गारंटी कहेंगे या हम आश्वस्त हो चुके हैं। फिर एक बार आदरणीय वायरल सर का मैं महाविद्यालय की ओर से, सॉफ्ट स्किल डेवलपमेंट सेल की ओर से हार्दिक आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। आज के कार्यक्रम के जो प्रमुख अतिथि थे आदरणीय वायरल सर, इन्होंने बहुत सुंदर मार्गदर्शन किया, व्यक्तित्व विकास को लेकर महत्वपूर्ण जानकारी दी और व्यक्तित्व विकास में जो लेखन कौशल है उस लेखन कौशल को लेकर सर ने हमें मार्गदर्शन किया है। इसलिए फिर एक बार मैं महाविद्यालय की ओर से वायरल सर के प्रति आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। आज के कार्यक्रम के अध्यक्ष श्री साईबाबा महाविद्यालय के आदरणीय प्रधानाचार्य विकास जी शिवगजे सर ने भी हमें मार्गदर्शन किया, बहुत समय दिया और सर के मार्गदर्शन के कारण ही ऐसे अलग अलग प्रकार के कार्यक्रम या व्याख्यान हम आयोजित कर पाते हैं। इसलिए आदरणीय शिवगजे सर के प्रति भी मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। आज के इस व्याख्यान के जो समन्वयक है या जिनके समन्वय से यह व्याख्यानमाला का आयोजन किया गया है, अंग्रेजी विभाग के प्रमुख शिवनाथ तकते सर, आपके प्रति भी मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। सूत्र संचालन मुबीन शेख सर ने किया, अत्यंत सुंदरता से उन्होंने यह सारा संचालन किया, इसलिए मैं मुबीन शेख सर के प्रति भी आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। इस ऑनलाइन व्याख्यान में जितने भी बाहर से आदरणीय अध्यापक जुड़े हैं उनके प्रति मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। आप सभी विद्यार्थी मित्र जिनके लिए यह कार्यक्रम आयोजित किया गया था, आप सभी के प्रति मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। फिर एक बार प्रत्यक्ष अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से इस कार्यक्रम को सफल बनाने में जिन जिन का सहयोग मिला है उन सब के प्रति मैं फिर एक बार आभार व्यक्त करते हुए आदरणीय अध्यक्ष जी की अनुमति से आज का यह कार्यक्रम या यह व्याख्यान समाप्त हुआ ऐसा घोषित करता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so
sir.
much. Thank you so much.
Sir, Takte sir, last but not the least, actually, may I take your little minute? Actually, means I'm very
yes,
pleased to inform you that most of our trainees and teachers are also present here right from the start to end of this program, of this activity.
Okay.
And so I'm very much thankful for all those actually who have attended from start to end. And may I request to all the participants and attendees here to attend tomorrow's session also on resume writing. So most probably, I think it is going to be taken place tomorrow, right, sir? Takte sir?
Yeah, with some discussion with the team, we can decide it.
Okay, so we will let you know about the notification and all those dates and time. So please be present to that day also, because this is the lecture series which is going to be happen for 7 days. 7 sessions will be there. So I'm requesting all the participants, attendees here to keep on attending these sessions, lecture series in English. onward also. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Once again, I thank all from the bottom of my heart, from our college campus, from the Shri Saibaba Educational Complex, and it's a great pleasure to have this occasion, and I thank our chief guest, our speaker, our principal, and all the participants for the session. So we can stop here.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
With the permission of our principal, I am ending the meeting for all. Thanks a lot.